Alright y'all, what you're looking at is evidently a special box of shells. These are Federal Gold Medal Ultra Match. They're 40 grain 22. They look like regular 22s to me. I bought them out of curiosity. Curiosity got the best of me. That damn dog is driving me nuts. $19.61. That's roughly 40 cents a piece. I'm gonna have to see what makes them so special. Maybe they'll make me a better shot. And let me go see what his problem is. Alright y'all, when I showed you the Browning semi-automatic 22 in grade 6, I said I was going to be on the lookout for a grade 1, possibly used, that I could shoot out in the backyard. And while I have shied away from them in the gun shows because they cost almost as much in a gun show as they do brand new, I stumbled onto one and I had to get it just because they've been in continuous manufacture since 1914. The genius of the John Browning design, in my opinion, is just remarkable. This rifle weighs 5 pounds 3 ounces. It has a 10-round tubular magazine. There's a brass bead there on the front of the sight. It has a sight very similar to the 1022, folding down. It folds down. It has been tapped. There is a rail you can put up there if you want to mount a scope. I don't plan on mounting a scope on this. This particular one has a 4-pound trigger, and you can see the engraving there. It's on both sides. That is a rolled engraving. It's 37 inches overall length and a 19 3/8 inch barrel. It has a black walnut stock on it. The checkering is 20 lines per inch. 1 in 16 twist. But it's just a classic. Now, the bluing is not as deep and rich as the class 6. There are 6 classes of this, and the stock, it doesn't have as deep a coating on it. Still nice looking nonetheless. These guns have the tendency to hold their value. Like I say, I looked at used ones, and in a gun show, some that look like they've been drugged behind a pickup truck still run you $450, $500. So why not go ahead and buy a new one? This is a gun that you can pass down to grandkids or whoever. It's got a crossbolt safety. This one has a 4-pound trigger. The magazine is located, it's got a steel butt plate. Everything on this gun is steel, with the exception of this handle right here on the tubular magazine. And you just give it a quarter turn and it comes out. You can give it another turn and pull on it and take it all the way out. I'm not going to try on camera, but you can load it here through that hole. You just drop them down in there. It holds 10 plus 1 in the chamber. And as you notice, there was no charging handle. It ejects through the bottom. So a right or left-hand shooter can shoot it without any problem. Now it's about the same size back here as a standard 22. It gets small up here, but I remember seeing these as a kid, and I just, at the time, I wished I could have afforded one. To break it down, this is two-piece. You just, and if you want to break it down, you hold it here and not back here, because repeated use you may crack the stock. But you just pull this back about a ½ inch, turn it, and it comes in two, and then to put it back together again, you put it back the same way you took it off. You can tear this gun down completely with just, a screwdriver for the forearm and a punch, basically. And you can tear it down just like to the last screw, like a 1022. The drawback is there is not a box magazine in here. It's tubular fed, so there is no magazine disconnect. There are no 25 round box mags for it. So if you want to modify it, there's not much you can do to it. Modifications are always a lot of fun to do, but there's not much that you can do with one of these except shoot it. Like I say, these guns typically don't lose their value, and I felt like I was extremely lucky to happen to see one. I'm trying to think of everything I want to tell you about it. When it comes time to unload it, you can sit and just keep working the slide here. That is the bolt. You can see it up in there. Or when you take the magazine out back here, if you give it another turn and pull on it, it comes out, and you can just shake them out through the bottom. Some of the drawbacks, like I say, it's a lot of fun to modify guns. There's not much you can do to this one, maybe the recoil spring. And that's about it. There are no modifications that would serve any purpose. It's a lot of fun to charging handles and whatnot, but there's nothing you can do to this one. It's a shooter, a plinker. They are made in Japan. If you have one made in Belgium, the sky's the limit on those things. I've seen them as high as $4,500, and I'm sure in some of the higher grades they run up even more than that. These are made in, I think it's called Moroku, Japan. But it didn't stop me from getting it. I've been wanting one. Now the back sight can be adjusted for elevation, and in order to adjust it for windage, you have to drift it. Both the front and the back sight are dovetailed. I love it. It's to think that he came out with something like that many years ago. I just find that astonishing. And it's all, like I say, it's black walnut and steel, except for that little piece of plastic on the tube magazine there. I think I've told you everything about it. I don't think the bluing is as deep as some of the higher grades, and it would present problems shooting from a bench rest. I'm thinking because it does eject out the bottom, but for a right or left hand shooter, you don't, there's no inconvenience. And you can also do something, if you're left-handed, you can do something with the safety there, the crossbow safety. Holds 10 rounds plus one in the chamber. There are, there's no studs for slings. I suppose you could drill it. I'm not going to do that. You can mount a scope on it. They do make the a rail that you can put up here and mount a scope. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave it just like it is and just have fun with it. Somebody told me I can shoot shorts in it. I may try. I don't, and I'll let you know if it was successful. But just a nice little gun to have, a pretty one, something to pass down, and it's not going to lose its value. But that is the Browning SA semi-automatic 22. This is grade 1, and just an ingenious design, in my opinion. And it's going to be fun to shoot it. That's it. But I appreciate y'all watching. Catch you later. Bye.